It's time for the Engaged Club, the podcast for club managers and operators that strive to create loyal and connected members, guests, and customers. Here are the two guys with the club management and digital marketing advice you need to realize your club's potential. Jim Hope and Roger Kincaid.
Hey friends, welcome to another episode of the Engaged Club podcast, supported by the Canadian Society of Club Managers. I'm Roger Kincaid. I'm the marketing guy from Off Course Golf. On my business card, it says marketing guy, offcourse.golf.
It says more than that, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah, it also says
have a phone number and stuff.
Phone numbers on there.
Do you have a fax number on that, Raj? Is there?
No, you know what? And I delete fax machine numbers. When somebody hands me a business card with a fax number, I just take out a Sharpie and I scrape it out.
I called somebody who I hadn't talked to forever, and I go my contact's name and number, and I dial the number, and then I hear you hear that fax beep 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 boop beep beep boop boop. I said, who has a fax line anymore? And so their phone number was still attached to a fax number. I can't believe that. Anyways, my name is Jim Hope, and I'm the GM of the Terra Golf and Winter Club. And I think, Roger, one of the best things I like to do when I play blackjack is I like to double down. What do you think of the concept of doubling down?
I love it. I love it when you double down on a great segue, my friend, because today's topic is double down on new member excitement. So listen, you get a new member. That's like being dealt an 11 against, what would that be, a 4 or a 5, Jim? And you just want to double down, right?
That's all I want to do, baby. Everything I got's going in.
Okay, so here's where this idea comes from. And, I'm going to give you an out-of-the-box idea to try and turn one new member into more than one new members. And I'm not claiming that this is, an original idea or, it just kind of stems off something that we used to do back in my radio career. So we used to run this contest, right? And it was, a nightclub would put up a prize and the nightclub would say, or we would say, you want to be caller number 9 and you're going to win a VIP package to this nightclub. And the VIP package is, limo transfer to and from the club for you and, 7 of your girlfriends. And let's be real, it was always girls that we're giving these prizes to. And, $100 bar tab, which is going to be like one round of drinks. And that was $100, right? What you're basically doing is saying, hey, one person's going to win the prize, and then we're going to send a bus for 7 more people. Okay. Yeah. So here's this is how it applies to the club business now, and why I call it doubling down on new member engagement. When you get a member that just joins the club, they're pretty high on the decision, right? It's a big step for them. They had to put down a lot of cash. They've wanted to join a club for a long time, or maybe they've been eyeballing this club. Everything smells like a new club. The menu is brand new to them. The course is brand new to them. Everything's new, and it's really exciting for them, right?
Yep. They love it. It's a big decision, and they said yes.
All right. So when they get to the point, Jim, where, they know where the bathrooms are, they know where the locker rooms are, they can find their way around. Maybe they're 2, 3, 4 months in to their new membership. You drop them an email and you say, hey, Jim, just checking in to see how you're enjoying your time at the club so far. I got something that I want to do with you. How would it be if you invited 3 of your friends who might also like spending some time at this club, invite them out for a round of golf? No guest green fee charges at all. And then afterwards, stick around and we're going to have a special meal just for you and your buddies. And then what you're going to do too is you're going to kind of take it to the next level a bit and get that member involved in the meal planning, right? Chef's going to put together a couple of set menus, 3 or 4 courses, whatever the case may be. And, your member is going to pick, are we going to have steaks that night? Or are we going to do the salmon? Are we going to have this, pasta entree? What's it going to be? And so they kind of really get involved in setting up this miniature event, right? We're doing an event for 4 people. And the reason that we're doing this is so that, we can turn one member into 3 more prospects, right? And by the way, when this event goes off, like when the member shows up at the club with the 3 friends and we're there to greet them and, hey, Jim, it's great to see you. How are you, man? And how's the this and that and the other thing, right? And we walk them to the first tee, send them off with, 8 Bud Lights on ice and enjoy your round. We'll see you back for dinner later on. That member is going to look like a baller, right? Their status is going to go through the roof. Look at how they treat me here like the king of town. That's a big part of the reason you join a club, is to have your status elevated. And then they get that dinner, they're having a good time. The meal's fantastic. You pop by, you glad hand a bit, pat them on the back. Hey, thanks so much, Jim, for bringing your friends by the club. I'll chat with you again later. And you just let them have a great night. So it's this really small, out of the box miniature event that just kind of gets the buzz in those 3 other people's ears about, hey, this club's actually a pretty cool place. Look how they treat my good buddy. And you got a little bit of a evangelization going on about the club when they leave. And then you can follow up with those 3 friends and say, hey, have you thought about joining a club?
Sorry, Roger. I just want to know if you can tell me where that club is, because I want to join myself tomorrow. Like, seriously though, like, you just told a story to me about a perfect day, what a perfect membership would look like, and what a perfect day at my club would look like if I had just joined a club. If they made me feel that way in front of 3 of my friends, it would validate the large check I probably wrote to you for an entrance fee and the check I'm writing you for your annual dues. And I would feel like the absolute king of the world. I mean, that was seriously, like, as I was listening to you tell that story, I'm going, I want to join there.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a story that I love to tell about a gentleman I've played golf with, and he's a member at the Los Angeles Country Club. So, I mean, I don't know a lot about the Los Angeles Country Club, and I think there's a reason for that.
They don't want you to know anything. Yeah, they don't want you to know anything about the Los Angeles Country Club.
And I don't think I could just walk up there and say, you know, where do I sign? Here's my check. How do I get in? Right. But he's a member there, and he likes to wear the shirt with the LA Country Club crest on it. And he likes to ask people, have you played at the Los Angeles Country Club? And that's a big part of what membership is, to, you know, particularly to exclusive clubs, but to really any club. Oh, have you been to my club before? Oh, you haven't. I would love to open the door to my club for you and have you as a guest, right? And we want to elevate those member status. So I tell you that when you've got a member who is brand new to the club, get them in that 3, 4, 5 month window and say, hey, you know, how about if we have a special day for you and 3 of your good friends? I think that that's going to be a really impactful way for you to do some prospecting. It's going to be easier for you to do than, you know, trying to fill your online, sales pipeline or prospecting in a lot of different ways. You're going to get a hot member to bring in 3 prospects for you. And that is going to be a low cost, right? I mean, the green fees, the cost of the free golf is going to be negligible. And then you're really just going to be comping the 4 dinners.
And you've created this raving fan out of this new member. And if he had any doubts about whether he was making the right decision, he had made the right decision or not, they're all erased. He knows now that he absolutely made the right decision. And he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be, as you said, he's going to evangelize the club in all of his conversations. And if you make any mistakes along the way, he's going to forgive them because of the way you treated him in front of his 3 friends. So he's also going to be a more forgiving member for you as well.
All right. I'd love to hear anybody who's tried something similar. It's like I said, Jim, I don't think that's necessarily an original idea. I'm sure that there are some membership, opportunities or membership drives that some clubs do that are quite similar. So if you've got some experience with something like this, or you've got some things you could add to the scenario that I suggested, please, by all means, send your suggestions to hello@engagedclub.com. I think we'd both love to hear from you.
Thanks for listening. And for those of you that are listening to your car right now, thanks for the ride.
Oh, I love it. Classic. Going back to your old radio days. For a little sign up.
We were 400 watts, I think is what it was. You couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear it around the corner.
All right. Thanks for listening. If you found it useful, please share it with your friends in the club business. And yeah, why not? Hey, thanks for the ride.
This has been the Engaged Club podcast with Jim Hope and Roger Kincaid. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. If you like what you heard, share it with your fellow club managers and operators. Until next time, thanks for listening.